Hey guys, we're back. It is Canine Arthritis Management, bringing information direct to you about identifying the signs of chronic pain of arthritis early so that you can put an action plan in place. This is Danni. She is one of the CAM team members. She is a registered vet nurse, hydrotherapist, physiotherapist in the making, and Blue Cross Vet Nurse of the Year. I'm Hannah. I'm always in CAM. So today we're going to talk about capability changes.
Yeah.
There is a tendency for this disease to not get flagged up until the dog is showing overt signs of capability dysfunction or mobility dysfunction. We're talking about lameness, we're talking about limping, we're talking about the really obvious signs. Well, actually, quite often it presents before then and much more subtly. So I'm going to lead. My first capability change is a subtle one, hesitating. I really get my bee in my bonnet about this because they are a little bit unsure whether they're going to make it, whether it might potentially hurt. Are they going to clear the distance? Are they going to land badly? They might hesitate before doing an action. And you see this quite a lot with dogs that maybe used to jump in and out car boots with ease. But now they kind of stutter before going. They take a second kind of prep, or they might even just not want to. So that can be a sign that there's something going on underneath. So that's number one, hesitation before an activity.
Yeah. Number two, I would say, is changes in ability to transition between sit to stand to lie down.
Yeah.
So one of the things we tend to see, and I think it ties in a little bit with hesitation, is these dogs that have always very fluidly been able to stand when requested, to sit when you've asked them to do for a treat. You might tend to see that, actually I'd prefer not to sit now.
Yeah.
I'll lie down. These dogs that you take out on a walk, and rather than sitting to wait while you meet your friend, they just go straight into a lying down position. And then when you've finished your conversation and you're ready to move off, you see a lot of this dog really trying hard to pull themselves up using the forelimbs rather than just driving themselves up with the pelvic limbs.
Yeah.
They should just be seated in a nice tidy position so they can easily transition up into a stand.
Yeah.
But you tend to see these dogs that it's really quite laboured when they have to transition between any of the sit to stand to lie down.
And I think this is really important. So some of our viewers might be high-end agility or high-end obedience, and their dog has just started to falter from going from a sternal lay into a stand, which should be just a fluid motion. They keep stepping out of it all the way through to somebody that this is all very new to, and their dog is really pushing themselves up into a sit. So these pieces of advice are very, very broad. So my one is something that, again, close to my heart with Holly. She would toe drag intermittently. So about every 3 or 4 paces, she would not have a good range of motion. She would have a poor flight arc, and she would catch a toe, and you could see it in the sand. So our favourite place was Saunton Sands down in Devon, and it was a very flat sand beach. And as you watched her walk in the sand, you could see every 5 strides there'd be a line where a nail had just cut through the sand. So toe dragging, pad scuffing is a really big gait change for me that often people don't think is pain related.
That was number 3.
Is it number 3?
Number 4, I would say, it kind of links into what we've already discussed, is inability to actually perform activities that they've previously been able to do so. So things like, a lot of us have fallen into the trap of taking our dogs to bed with us at night. And then when their ability to get up and down the stairs becomes less, that tends to be something that really flags to owners as, I've got a bit of a crisis here. He always used to come up to bed, but now he's just sort of milling around at the bottom of the stairs. But
that's quite late stage.
It is.
Sorry, guys.
What we should be doing is looking at the way our patients or our pets are trying to do these activities and looking to see if they're rushing. That can be a behaviour that we tend to see, or a change in activity. So they'll rush stairs because I just need to get this over with because I really want to come to bed.
Yeah, and they rush down because they've got no brakes.
Exactly.
People say that they're really enthusiastic doing the stairs. No, they're out of control.
Yeah.
And very, very dangerous to see these dogs descending at high speed. I have, and I only say this, I've put 2 dogs to sleep that had severe arthritis that fell down the stairs. Please, can we start realising that they have a disability and they will not be able to judge the distance and be able to place properly and balance and put the brakes on as they go down in a control measure. They haven't got any of that. So it's just free fall.
How many of you have experienced your dogs bumping into the sides of the walls when they're coming down the stairs?
Yes.
Because they just don't have the balance and core stability and functional ability to be able to coordinate all of those things at the same time.
Yeah.
And probably trying to get past us as we're also coming down the stairs.
Exactly. Are we number 5?
Yes.
Number 5, again, is something that I feel is often overlooked, is the wobble. And I used to call this stiletto wobble. You see women that don't wear stilettos very often walking down the road, and it's hilarious. But you see that with dogs as well, where they kind of place, and there's a lack of balance when they put weight onto it, and the leg wobbles. And they have poor placement, and they don't choose a good position that's going to be stable. They might be in slightly, so they wobble out, or it might be slightly out, so they wobble in. But that unsafe placement and the resulting tremble wobble.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that the key take-home message is that all of these things are inextricably linked.
Yes.
So the changes in behaviour are a consequence of the changes in functional ability, a consequence of the changes that we see physically. So it's a circle which goes around, and we should be picking up hopefully all of these small things and thinking, right, okay, so why is that happening? Why are we seeing the stiletto wobble?
Exactly. And that leads on to making sure that you follow up and watch the next episode, because a lot of people think that this is just aging, this is just part of life, we should just accept this. Well, yes, there is a degree that as we age, our function declines. But when you start hearing people saying, oh, we grew up about 4, he started slowing down when he was 6, that's way early. So next episode, we're going to start dealing with some myths about arthritis, and we're going to follow up with another episode about facts. So please join us. We'll see you there.
Bye.